Hi everyone. Today in this video let us discuss about the quetiapine, how this drug acts, what are the side effects and clinical use of quetiapine. Quetiapine is one of atypical antipsychotic. Since it is an atypical antipsychotic, it is having few of the advantages compared with the typical antipsychotics. That's why this drug is going to act by multiple mechanisms. Normally typical antipsychotics are going to block the D1 and D2 receptors, but this drug, in addition to the block of D1 and D2 receptors, it also blocks the other receptors like 5-HT1A receptors, 2 receptors and alpha-1, alpha-2 receptors, even H1 receptors. In this way, multiple receptors are going to be blocked by quetiapine, which makes this drug that is useful in the treatment of psychosis, and it can relieve both positive as well as the negative symptoms of the psychosis. At the same time, being an atypical antipsychotic, this drug shows the less extrapyramidal side effects compared with the typical agents. So already we have seen that quetiapine is a atypical antipsychotic or second generation antipsychotic. And if we see the ring system present in the quetiapine, it is having a ring structure like this. And let us compare this ring with the first generation antipsychotics like the phenothiazines. Phenothiazines are having the ring structure like this, and they are the first generation or typical antipsychotics. If we compare these two rings, they are somewhat similar with a little difference. In the phenothiazines, we can observe that the central ring is the 6-membered ring system. On the other hand, in the quetiapine, it is a 7-membered ring system containing sulfur and nitrogen. And since it is having the 7-membered ring system, we can use the suffix ipine. And this ring is going to be fused with the 2 benzene rings, so we can indicate this as dibenzo. And finally, sulfur and nitrogen can be indicated by thia plus eza. So now this ring system is nothing but the dibenzothiazepine. So this is not a phenothiazine, it is a dibenzothiazepine, and it is a typical antipsychotic. Now let us see how this quetiapine acts. Quetiapine is an atypical antipsychotic, so it is going to decrease the psychosis by acting on the mesolimbic as well as mesocortical pathways. Quetiapine can block the 5-HT2 receptors as well as it can block the D1 or D2 receptors. So by combined block of both 5-HT2 as well as dopamine receptors, the quetiapine can decrease the hallucinations as well as the delusions. So the positive symptoms of the psychosis can be controlled by combined action of the 5-HT2 as well as dopamine receptors. And apart from this drug can also block the other receptors. For example, it can block the alpha-1 receptors. These alpha-1 receptors are mainly present on the vascular smooth muscle. So when these receptors are going to be blocked, it produces the vasodilatation. That's why quetiapine produces a vasodilatation. This vasodilatation can be observed as one of the side effects of the quetiapine, as this drug produces the postural hypotension. So hypotension is one of the important side effects that can be observed with the quetiapine because of the alpha-1 block. Similarly, quetiapine can block the H1 receptors, which produce some drowsiness and dizziness in the patients. So here the action of this quetiapine on the positive symptoms of the psychosis are mainly attributed to the action on the 5-HT2 receptors as well as on the dopamine receptors. Then what about the negative symptoms and extrapyramidal side effects? Extrapyramidal side effects are mainly the motor disturbances because of the decreased dopaminergic action within the substantia nigra. So within the substantia nigra, we can observe the 5-HT2A receptors. When this 5-HT is going to acting on these 5-HT2A receptors, these 5-HT2A receptors are G protein coupled receptors which are inhibitory in nature. They can inhibit the dopaminergic neurons within the substantia nigra so that the dopamine is going to be not released. When the dopamine is not released, it results in the decreased motor function resulting in the rigidity, involuntary movements resembling the Parkinson-like symptoms. In this way, when the dopamine levels are going to be reduced, it results in the extrapyramidal side effects. But here the quetiapine is one of the drug which can block these 5-HT2A receptors, and when these receptors are going to be blocked, it can eliminate the inhibitory effect on the dopaminergic neurons so that the dopamine is going to be released in the substantia nigra, which improves the motor functions. So elevated levels of dopamine within this substantia nigra can decrease the extrapyramidal side effects. That's why quetiapine is having the less extrapyramidal side effects, and it is classified as atypical antipsychotic. Then what about the negative symptoms? So all we have seen that quetiapine, by acting through the 5-HT2A receptors, it can increase the dopamine release, and this enhanced release of dopamine along with the glutamate can improve the negative symptoms. The negative symptoms of the psychosis are mainly the flattening of emotional responses and social withdrawal, which can be promoted by increased release of the glutamate and dopamine. So again, the quetiapine can relieve the negative symptoms by blocking the 5-HT2A receptors, which increase the dopamine as well as glutamate levels. Now let us see the side effects of the quetiapine. One of the important side effects of the quetiapine is the somnolence. It can produce some drowsiness in the patient and dizziness in the patient. These two are mainly because of the block of H1 receptors. We know that H1 antagonists are sedative in nature. So by blocking of these H1 receptors, quetiapine can produce some sedative symptoms like the somnolence and dizziness. Similarly, it can produce a postural hypotension. Just we have discussed that the hypotension is mainly because of the block of alpha-1 receptors. And another important side effect is the weight gain. This weight gain can be attributed to the action of this quetiapine on the 5-HT receptors. So 5-HT block can produce the weight gain. And we can also observe the other side effects like the abdominal pain, constipation, dry mouth. These are just like anticholinergic side effects. Even this quetiapine is having the less affinity towards the muscarinic receptors. It can produce few of these side effects. And it can also produce the asthenia. A lack of energy is observed in the patients. Pharyngitis. In inflammation, the pharynx can be observed. What are the precautions? This quetiapine is used for the treatment of psychosis, but when it is used for the dementia-associated psychosis, this particular condition can be observed in the elders. So when this quetiapine is prescribed for the elders to treat the psychosis which is associated with the dementia, it results in the increased death rate. Because within the elders, the quetiapine can produce a cerebral edema which can cause the mortality rate in the patients. So this is one of the important precaution when it is used for the psychosis associated with the dementia. Second one is in the young patients. In the young patients as well as adolescents, this quetiapine can produce some increased suicidal thoughts. And this action may be related with the 5-HT block, because the drugs which are acting on the 5-HT can increase the suicidal attempts. So this drug should be carefully given in the young as well as the adolescent patients. Similarly, another important precaution is the neuroleptic malignant syndrome. This syndrome is also observed with the typical agents, and it results in the sudden elevated body temperature, hyperthermia along with the mental retardation. So this side effect should be thoroughly checked when this quetiapine is going to be prescribed. And hyperglycemia, which may result in the weight gain. Elevation of the QT intervals. QT prolongation is not observed with the quetiapine, but when this drug is given with the other drugs which increase the QT interval, otherwise in the patients already having the increased QT intervals, this drug should be carefully given. Tardive dyskinesia. This is one of the extrapyramidal side effects that can be observed on long-term treatment of antipsychotics, which is irreversible in nature. Normally, quetiapine is having the less risk for this tardive dyskinesia, but if it is going to be prescribed, it is not reversible. So any symptoms related to the tardive dyskinesia should be thoroughly checked when the quetiapine is used for a prolonged period. How it is given? Quetiapine is given as a tablet, normal tablet as well as extended release tablet, and it is available at the different doses like 25, 50, 100, 200, 300 and 400 mg. It is available at the different strengths because the dose is going to be variable from day to day. This drug is given at a dose of 150 to 750 mg per day, and initially it can be started at the 25 mg twice daily, and slowly the dose can be increased such that it is in between the 150 to 750 mg per day. Similarly, for bipolar mania, this drug can be given at a dose of 400 to 800 mg per day. The initial dose may start from 50 mg twice daily, along with the daily increments to reach the dose between 400 to 800 mg per day. Now let us see how we can write the name for this quetiapine. Quetiapine is having the ring structure like this. We know that this ring is the dibenzothiazepine, but when we write the IUPAC name, we have to give the type of fusions. We have to indicate the where it is going to be fused, where the thiazepine is going to be fused with the two benzene rings. In order to see that, let us split the three rings. So this is the central ring, which is the thiazepine, which is fused with the two benzene rings. Now let us give the numbering to this thiazepine. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have to give the least number to the sulfur and then to the nitrogen. So sulfur at the first position and nitrogen at the fourth position. And in order to show the location of the fusion, let us give the naming to the sites. So this is the A side, this is B, this is C, D, E, F. Now this is a 1,4-benzothiazepine and it is fused with the 2 benzene rings, so it's a dibenzo. But where is the fusion? One of the benzene ring is fused to the B side and another benzene ring is going to be fused with the F side. So we can write it as dibenzo B, F 1,4-benzothiazepine. So that is the name of this ring system. Now by using this, let us write the IUPAC name for this quetiapine. So this is the entire structure of the quetiapine, and here which group should be given preference. First of all, we have to identify the principal functional groups. So it is having the hydroxyl group as the principal functional group. So we can start the numbering here 1, 2. So simply we can consider this as an ethanol derivative. So suffix is nothing but the ethanol. This ethanol is having a chain at the second position attached through the oxygen. So we can start the numbering here 1, 2. So this is nothing but the ethoxy side chain. So we can write this as 2-ethoxy. And at the second carbon of this ethoxy group, a piperazine ring is going to be attached by first position. So we can write it as 2-piperazine 1-yle. And to this piperazine chain at the fourth position, this dibenzothiazepine ring system is going to be attached. But where is the attachment of this dibenzothiazepine ring system? So when we give the numbering, we will get the 5th number to the sulfur, 10th number to the nitrogen. So this will be the 11th position. So now this ring is attached to the 4th position of the piperazine ring system. So we can write it as 4-. So 4- dibenzo B, F 1,4-thiazepine 11-yle. So that is the entire name of the quetiapine. So quetiapine is having the dibenzothiazepine ring system which is attached by 11th position to the piperazine ring system which is attached to the ethoxyethanol. So this is the quetiapine. Chemically it is a dibenzothiazepine and it is a second generation or atypical antipsychotic which acts by multiple mechanisms, and the action of quetiapine mainly attributed to block on the 5-HT2 as well as dopamine receptors, and it increases the glutamate release which improves the negative symptoms of the psychosis. Being an atypical antipsychotic, this drug is having the less extrapyramidal side effects, but the postural hypotension, somnolence, weight gain are few of the important side effects that should be considered when this quetiapine is used. On prolonged period, it can produce the neuroleptic malignant syndrome and it can also precipitate the hyperglycemia, tardive dyskinesia. So that's about this quetiapine. Hope you have enjoyed this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to our channel, share this video with your friends, post your comments in the comment box. Thank you for watching this video.